pulling out of the fight to buy out Warner Brothers Discovery. So now Paramount looks like to be the sole winner. They got a $111 billion price tag to buy the historic Hollywood studios. Tell us more about this merger or what's going to happen and all this. Talk to us about all of it.
Yeah, so you had the, attorney generals of 11 states, Republican attorney generals, talking to Congress saying that Netflix's acquisition would be a problem for competition. Paramount comes in and basically bids $31 a share for the entire corporation. Right now it's trading about $28.80. So you can see it's a little bit of a premium. And Netflix wasn't actually interested in the entire company. They were really only interested in the movie division and the HBO streaming division. So, it wasn't a deal. They were looking for the entire actual company. So Paramount offering $31 for every share to buy the whole company. Netflix said it's no longer financially interesting to us. And I think the headwinds of the AGs testifying and saying there's a antitrust, competition concerns here. And then Paramount's bid, they just decided, hey, this is not a pursuit of an acquisition. We're going to continue.
Is there a sense of what this could mean for consumers? We've heard about, I mean, not to get into, you're not a media analyst, but I know CNN and others are, the staffers there at CNN are like really concerned. And you got Barry Weiss who could take over, it's not just CBS now, but maybe CNN. There's just a lot of that going on too. I'm just curious to get your take on that aspect of it.
I absolutely think so, David. I think that, media, old school media, and obviously Netflix is not old style, but old style media, when you're talking about legacy news programs, CNN, CBS, sports, all of these things are, changing because as the country continues to cut the cord and go to streaming services like a Netflix, it definitely has an impact on how things are going to continue to be delivered over the airwaves, certainly for news media itself. So there is definitely disruption afoot and consolidation afoot, and it will have a lot of impact. And I think that also we got to look and see how are people still consuming these services. That's changing as well. So there's a lot of disruption coming for sure.
Yeah. I like that line, disruption afoot. I agree. And that's a great line and a true one for sure. Let me ask you about mortgage rates. They're down. The 30-year mortgage rate down, under 6%. What are we supposed to make of this? Help me through it a little bit.
Yeah, so if Fannie Mae is reporting that average 30-year mortgages yesterday, as of the 26th, 5.98. So first time really since September of 2022 that we've been in the 5-handle range. Very exciting news. People are really landlocked or house trapped or mortgage trapped, David, if you will. And what I mean by that is that you went out in the last from 2009 through 2022 and you got a mortgage on your 30-year mortgage on your house somewhere in the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and you didn't want to ever leave, and then you thought, oh gosh, it's time for us to upsize, downsize, whatever. Now you're looking at a mortgage in the 6% rate. You decided, I'm just going to stay. So you have a lot of mortgage trapped people because they have a low rate that was issued in the last, long period of time when we had low rates, and now they just don't want to move. So that definitely has an impact on the housing market. Obviously, Trump directed his department, Pulte, Secretary of Housing, to basically go in, and they did a $200 billion bond purchase, and that did also help lower rates. So, it's a short-term situation, but obviously the Federal Reserve, Warsh coming in May, Powell being gone, and obviously Warsh is his own person. We're going to see if he's hawkish or dovish, but what we do know is that he has Trump's ear, and Trump believes that he's going to deliver on what Trump's agenda is, to the extent that he can. I mean, he's obviously independent. I'm not trying to suggest that there's anything nefarious at all. I do believe that we're going to see what kind of administrator he's going to be when he comes in and creates some consensus in May. But overall, it coming down under 6, David, should really start to spur up some additional support. And I also just want to say to Americans, a 6 to a 7% mortgage rate is normal. So I know that it's not normal in the last 15 years that we've had, but on a historical basis, it's a relatively low rate for sure.
Rebecca Walser, boy, you just increased the intellectual quotient of the show.